Welcome to Season 2, Episode 1 of the HYA Podcast. We're your hosts. I am Antoine Britt, along with my co-host,
Brittany Daniels.
the B Dan.
B Dizzle.
In the house, man. We missed y'all. It's been a long time. We've had a lot of shit going on. We both have a lot of shit going on, but it's good things. So we are back with all new shenanigans on reality TV. Relationships and how those two things connect a lot closer than a lot of people would like to admit. I mean, art reflects life for sure, right?
Wait, are you talking what art? Reality TV?
Reality TV.
Is that art? I guess
yeah.
It's
a form, so. Yeah, 100%. So, and like the craziness we see on TV, I feel like the majority of it is just a slightly like amplified version of real life. It reflects. Fun. Yeah, it is fun, but
I mean,
the craziness that we see is a reflection of the crazy shit that we all deal with in relationships.
It's all how we perceive what we see on reality TV. But I feel like it all makes us feel good and it's funny and then whatever because we kind of, it's real in quotations.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun stuff. We are going to cover the finale of MILF Manor. We're also going to talk a little bit 90 Day Fiancé. And the question of the day or the topic of the day is the difference in how men and women conduct themselves post-relationship. You have a breakup. How do you go and approach the world after a breakup? And more specifically, after a breakup with someone you were in love with, like head over heels with. So we're going to talk about all that stuff.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be fun.
What have you been up to?
Man, what have I been up to? The cookie company. That's the biggest thing.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing I've been up to. So, for those of you who don't know or haven't heard me talk about, I own a cookie company, Juggernaut Cookie Company. We opened our first brick and mortar 2 weeks ago.
What? Where?
It's on Lynn Haven Parkway.
In Virginia Beach.
In Virginia Beach,
nice.
1060 Lynn Haven Parkway. We have a market there. If you're familiar with the area, it's Foodies, local market. It's
so good, by the way.
Yes, Foodies is
Their
phenomenal.
And plus they do cute little, could be a date night. They do like cooking classes, which I need to sign up for.
Yes. She puts cereal on all her shit.
Shut your mouth. I don't. It's Ritz crackers, okay? Look, I got 2 little boys. But it's anyway.
She sent me a recipe
Shut up.
on
I did
Instagram.
not. It was a joke. It was a Twinkie covered in like cheddar cheese. It was worse. It was like Velveeta cheese from a pack of macaroni. It was like, way worse.
It was like red velvet cheesecake,
yeah,
but it was a piece of red velvet cake with cheese, like
with
real
Velveeta cheese.
I was like,
yeah,
she'll make this.
I did.
Oh.
Thank you. But anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, Foodies is phenomenal. Patrick McBrayer, the owner and head chef over there, dude is, he's next
awesome.
level chef. And like you said, they do the cooking classes, everything. And we have a one-day market every Wednesday from 4 to 8. I use the kitchen as a commissary kitchen. And then we do our weekly pop-up. Week number 1, sellout. 100% totally sold out.
When did you start?
When did I start?
So it was last week.
Last week.
Your opening.
The first day was July 10th.
Nice.
And totally sold out. So it was. Thank you all for coming out and enjoying the cookies and the reviews. The reviews that we got were phenomenal. Just
how many cookies are you like projecting? Like different cookies.
So week number 1, 600.
No, like different like flavors of cookies.
Oh, right now we have about 10 flavors. We have some pretty dynamic shit. Dude, we got like limoncello with strawberry glazed and basil.
That's literally blew my mind.
I
was surprised. I was like, what? It instantly hit my taste. I was like, whoa.
It's insane.
It was amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was great.
It's insane, and like I love creating for all of you who don't know I'm a baker. I love just creating stuff that I haven't seen and really like. I feel like I destroy more stuff than I actually can sell because I'm always experimenting with new recipes and trying to figure it out.
It works though.
It works, man. Like last week, for example.
What's your favorite cookie that you
generally speaking,
putting out?
That I'm putting out.
That
man.
like you could eat for every day. Like, what's your favorite for what, your taste buds?
Me, I'm simple. White chocolate macadamia nut.
Yeah, that's my go-to.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And it doesn't hurt that a cookie is 6 ounces and about 6 inches in circumference. So it's a meal. It's a giant cookie. The ones we put out this week, the HYA.
What is that? What is that?
Spit on that thing.
Oh.
Just playing on the whole internet trend of the HYA or the HYA girl. It's a chocolate cookie with white chocolate and dark chocolate chips, covered with chocolate ganache and chocolate sprinkles.
Wow.
And yeah. So that was awesome. Donkey Kong is our other weekly cookie. And we add new cookies every week. So you'll be able to go to our website, juggernautcookies.com, and see what's going to be coming for the next week.
Wait, what's the Donkey Kong? What is that? Because it looks so good. I am so mad I missed yesterday, and I want to have that.
So it's filled with banana pudding.
Ugh.
And
My birthday's coming up, Antoine.
Your birthday is coming. I know you reminded us 7 times downstairs. So,
okay. Anyway,
banana pudding, chocolate chips, chocolate ganache, and vanilla wafers on top. So. Man, I mean, these cookies are life-changing. You can go, and the giant cookie trend or the gourmet cookie trend is very popular right now. But I started this shit in 2019 and been getting it out. So
I'm gonna switch chairs.
Is it squeaking? Is it squeaking? But enough about me. What's going on with you, girl? What's happening? She changing her chair out. Oh, that's a nice chair. That's one of those X chairs.
I didn't want to have any squeaks. So, nothing. Just about to turn another year older, like we have already discussed several times. I will be finally 21. Can't wait. I'm a little nervous because I've never been to a bar before. Like, what do I do there? Like, how am I supposed to order a drink?
You don't.
Oh.
I thought you don't order drinks.
So somebody else does it for me.
So what category of drunk would you consider yourself? Like when you go out drinking, are you like super friendly? Do you get aggro?
I don't know. I'm not 21 yet. I don't go out and get drunk, Antoine.
Well, you got some city miles on you because you look like you're 40.
That is the rudest. Are we?
I'm totes joking. Come on, Brittany.
Goodness. So, I do. This is not relevant to anything that's being said, but I do, if everyone wants to see us when we do talk, I have both cameras in and ready to go.
Oh, nice. Stepping it up, going audio and video.
So everyone can see us when we speak to each other, and they can see my facial expressions to your comments like you just made.
It's all in good fun.
Huh.
She doesn't look a day over 45.
Thank you. See? And honestly, it doesn't hit as well as when people can actually see it. And, but yes, I didn't even tell you that, but it just reminded me.
Oh.
But anyway, I don't know. I'm just turning 21. I don't know what to do. What am I going to order? I heard like a cherry bomb is good. I heard a SoCo lime. What's that?
Southern
like
Comfort,
Sprite,
right? Isn't it Southern? Yes, Sprite and Southern Comfort.
I don't know what Southern Comfort. I'm 21, Antoine. I don't know.
I only drink tequila.
Okay, well.
I can't. I mean, I drink other stuff, but my go-to is tequila.
I'm pretty sure you'll drink anything.
No, that's actually not true. I am very particular, and I love a good tequila. And I try to stick with that. If I'm at a brewery, I'll nurse a beer or something like that, or if tequila's not available to me.
Are you not you don't like martinis?
Oh, you know what? I did have an espresso martini this past weekend.
Oh, I saw that on your. Yeah, aren't those amazing? Those are addicting.
But it was a tequila espresso martini, though.
Interesting.
Yeah, my homeboy Trey French over at Sushi Vice.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Spot. Oh man, it was phenomenal. Was it awesome? So good, and I'm a sushi guy.
Yeah.
And everything. They're down at the oceanfront, near the corner of Pacific and Laskin. Yeah. Or would that be 31st?
It's over. Yeah, it's 31st Street.
Small spot. I mean, it like ambiance is awesome. Cocktails are great. Service, like
Well, they had a food truck prior, so I mean, everyone knows.
Did they have a food truck? Yes, yeah. And then
So then they yes.
Very true. So they but
amazing.
I mean,
everyone local knows about them.
Yeah, if you're local and
awesome.
you like sushi, go check it out. We should go. We should all go. We should go check it out. Me and Jamie went this past weekend, and
I'll just bring someone with me. We'll do a double date.
Okay, let's get it.
Anyway, let's go back to me being 45 years old.
Okay.
Literally a year younger.
Do you want to tell everyone your age, your real age, and stop fucking around? I mean, you should be proud of your age. You wear this shit like a badge of honor. You're not 21.
Why are you so mean about this?
I'm not mean about this. I'm just saying you're
obviously
you
everyone
great.
knows.
You're in great shape.
Know.
Am
I though?
If
you're my personal
90
trainer
and you look the way you look, then
so Antoine's also my personal trainer.
Yes,
and we have a different relationship when I'm under his care in the gym. He's very not nice.
I mean, I feel like if you have a personal trainer that's too nice.
No, I pay him to do this stuff for me, but
good.
like it's like I can't even breathe to the point where I'm like, give me a minute. I'm this old. I need so yeah. I'm about to be 25.
Oh, here we go. Good Lord.
Okay, look, I'm getting older. Let's just ask me again.
We're gonna
in 5
gradually
minutes.
work our way up.
Yes,
No, I got you.
Let's talk about this.
I feel you, but yeah, man. Are you one of those people that? Do you do like a birthday resolution? Like not so much a resolution, but something you want to accomplish this birth year that you didn't accomplish last year?
That's a good question because I've been thinking about this the last few weeks. I've never been that kind of person until this year. And what I hope for my next year to be better and like what I want to accomplish. Like I'm set out and I'm very determined with goals only because I'm going through a little bit of stuff that I need that to have discipline.
Right.
And I'm very focused on what I want and need. So I feel like this birthday my next year is going to be more like yes. So yeah. I would say yes.
Yes, you're going to set some goals.
Set goals, but I've never done that in the past.
Okay. I mean, are you one of those people that, like, as your birthday gets closer, you kind of, like, start to...
No.
Is your own mortality kind of...
No.
Does it down you
I
at all?
honestly feel like I'm not... In my mind, I feel like I'm stuck. Because I, like, laugh at... I'm sorry if this makes people... I laugh at farts. Like, I feel like things are weird. Like, I'm not... Like, my maturity level is, like, not deemed to where, like... So I don't... Because I don't... I've never been afraid of aging.
No, me either.
But I feel like it's more of how you feel. And that's why I've always put my physical fitness, like, at the top priority. My health, what I'm putting into my body... into my mind sometimes at top priority because that's what's gonna show. I mean, obviously genetics play a huge role, but I feel like maturity level, I'm like 11 years old. So I feel like God gave me 2 boys because he knew I couldn't. That's just me. Like I'm laughing at what they laugh at because it's fun. Like I'm like. The things they say, I'm like, am I mature? But does it matter?
No, it doesn't.
And it's like honestly, like, hey, we're all alive. We're all fed. We're all living. And it's like, just have fun. So I've never in my life have been afraid of aging because I'm doing the things, the healthy things every day because they're habits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll move on vacations. I make it a very habitual point, like, hey, I'm going to the gym in the morning. I'll make it because it's a habit. It's a lifestyle.
Sure. Same.
It's not like, oh, it's a burden. You're doing it. But no, it's like it makes me feel better.
Yeah.
And also it's longevity. So I'm not afraid of aging because I mentally... I need to age because I am very mature. And it's true but I feel good. But this year is set out for specific reasons, and I've got specific goals with doing all the same good habits, but doing more, and then like it's more of a mental, I don't know.
It's
like what I'm going to accept, and then I don't know.
So you want to stay within these like mental parameters. There's things that you want to accomplish. But they're good things.
But I've never done this before until this year. Yeah. So
do you think with age comes wisdom, and as you're getting older, you feel like it's more important for you to set these certain I feel like requirements in place?
I feel like when tragedy or like something big happens to you, I feel like you sort of like get caught in your tracks of every day, and you kind of have to reset, or if you're smart enough, acknowledge, or you can just keep going the path you're going, damaging everyone else and yourself on that path. But I feel like I don't know. For me, I can only speak for is I'm setting out to literally, intentionally do better, be better, and acknowledge my own faults, clean up my own side of the street, be better so I can literally be like help others like that, my friends, my kids. But like I said, like you have to, I don't know if it's a breakup or a death death of a family member that like shakes you up inside, like something like strong like that. But as for me, July is a very emotional month for me. And even now, currently, it's like, why this month? But so. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Do you, because some people are like, they catastrophize things, right?
Yeah.
And so, like you say, like July, and you and I know why July is a hard month for you. And then when things happen to you around that time that are negative, do you see that as like, wow, woe is me? Like those things compound, and they just kind of, get bigger and bigger, and it seems more daunting than it kind of should just because it's that time of the year? Or are you one of those people that just like take everything as it comes and then just try to sort it out as it comes and not look at it as like the universe is against you type thing?
Yeah. So the thing with July is like I lost my mom in July, but I also have my son in July. So I feel like, and then my birthday is also in July. And then, another big monumental thing has just happened currently in my life in July. I feel like you can feel defeated, and I have.
Sure.
But it's like, what is that going to do? Mm-hmm. You can be I feel like you should literally walk through it, and you should feel all those defeated feelings. But then knowing, like, I lost my mom 2 weeks before I had my first son, and what I did in that is like, that was so good.
Yeah,
and
for you to,
sucked.
100%.
Like, so it's like you have to have the mentality, and I feel like you have to have the emotional, like, strength to be like, hey, where is the good in this? Mm-hmm. And you have to be like, hey, walk through the suck, like, feel it, or you're literally going to get sucked in if you make the wrong choices because you feel so bad for yourself.
Yeah.
But there's so much good if you walk through that fire of just like pain and whatever, just walk through it, deal with it. Everyone's going through it, and you're thinking like, okay, but hey, deal with yourself. It's your pain, but there's always good at the end of it. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm like, God. And
it's okay.
Anyway.
It's all right. No, I get, and it's really easy for, like, no one would fault you if you just, like, at the stage of your life decided, like, fuck, July, I'm taking July off. I'm going to log off, and I'm going to try to be as emotionally detach from all the other bullshit as I can until I feel better about just things in general. No one will fault you for that, because everything that you have went through and are going through, shit is hard, and shit is like, and it piles up, and it's really easy to feel like, again, like I talked about earlier, the universe is against you. But you're dealing, like, you're doing well. I'm proud of you.
It was very tough for me to like lose my mom and then have to give birth without her to my first son. But I had no other choice but to be there for him, take care of him. I was his only sense of like, okay, I'm surviving off of you. And I had no time to grieve, no time. So, so this year I'm setting out to like, a lot of people during that time failed me. They weren't there. The closest people to me that could have been weren't, but I'm beyond that now. So anyway, I don't like to.
No, I know. I mean, it's hard. I get it, and I know you. So like, I know how significant this is right now. That's why I want to let you work through it and work, because this, like, if you know Brittany, this is not Brittany. She's like the most happy-go-lucky person you'll ever meet, almost 100% of the time. And so for this to come out, this is big. So we're gonna let her work through it.
Thank you for being a safe space and a place for me, Antoine, always. Because I would never literally even mention that unless I didn't feel safe with you. But yes, this next year is I've never done it before, but I've gone through a bunch of like people just, I'm done.
Yeah.
And like I accept everyone because I'm matured, like I said, but my sons are both at the forefront of anything I do at this point. And then my actions, and then what happens now, like I'm looking forward to this year. I think it's going to probably be my best year yet.
Good. I love it. I love to hear it. I love that.
Anyway, let's talk about something fun.
Because your two boys are, they're some.
I mean, they're like
they're a handful, dude. They're awesome. And when I say handful, I mean they are what you want in stereotypical male children. They're kind-hearted, but they're rambunctious, and they like to go and play in mud and do shit and jump around, and so that balance is great. Yes, but
and it's interesting,
you gotta
as
be
a
on your
single
top of your
mom,
shit.
where I love learning about boys, and it's like boys are so interesting because they're the complete opposite of girls. It's like, why do girls run to dolls to take care of them, and why do boys want to hurt themselves? And I'm like constantly being like, don't point the Nerf gun in their faces. Don't put, and they're like constantly wanting to hurt each other, jump off things, climb. And I'm like, just relax and color. And they're like, we don't want to. I'm like,
relax and
color.
So
it's very funny, and I love them, but I'm like, it's so funny how men and women are just born completely different. And I'm like, can we just sit down and color? Please, have some space. Like, let's just, like, not do. And, like, I'll ask my sons questions. I'm like, so what do you feel about this? And they'll say, I don't want to talk about it right now. I'm like, okay. Because they don't want to talk. And I'm like, if I had a little sweet girl, but I'm like, but we're not the same. And it's so funny, and I would never know this. Even though my boys are completely different, one's more, I would deem, emotional, hypersensitive. The other one's more rowdy and aggressive. But they're both men, boys, and I'm like, they don't care about the girl things. And I'm like, I have to meet you where you are to understand you, and it's a feat. But it's fun. And I'm like, boys are always gonna love their mom, and like, but it's, man.
But
as a woman by herself, I'm like, I enjoy learning them. Like today, Roman busted his head. I was like, oh my God. And he's the more dramatic one. He's like, I don't even know who you are. I'm like, what? And I'm like, get up on your feet. But it's like nonstop hurting each other. And I'm like, please. And I'm like, Jet, stop climbing things. He's on top of the roof, basically. I'm like, get down. And I'm like, I'm honestly...
Well, just the fact that they were like, or whichever one said, I don't want to talk about that right now. That's pretty emotionally sophisticated for a kid that age.
Because I'm like, hey, trying to ask him questions. He's like, no, I don't want to talk about that right now.
Because most kids be like, I don't know. You know, like, but just to know that,
well, I've always been,
I don't want to talk about this right now. Like,
but I've always been to my children. I always ask them about their day. Every day I pick them up from school. I'm like, what was your rose? What was your thorn? Because it's as simple as...
Did you get that from the Kardashians?
No, I've actually always said that.
Did you?
Yes. Because I grew up with it. And it's the simplest question. What was the worst part of your day? What was the best? And I have always done that, even with Roman first. Every day after I pick him up from school, simple question. And he'd be like, snacks. I don't care. Whatever you think is whatever. Okay, I agree with that. Same question. And then so they always know I'm asking them questions because I want them to communicate. Yeah. I want my sons to know because I feel like some men have a fear of communication, like they're being vulnerable. Yeah. So I leave it open. And so I'm always asking them a question. They're like, Mom, enough. And I'm like, all right, you're done.
The fact you brought that up is interesting. I was listening to a podcast a couple of weeks ago, and the gentleman that was, I forget his name. I'm just kind of listening and doing other stuff, and he was saying like, so his belief is that men actually do desire the opportunity to share their feelings more than the world gives us credit for. And the reason that they don't a lot is because at some point in their life, they genuinely became vulnerable and shared feelings about whatever it was. And the person, usually a female in their life, use that opportunity to use it against them in some sort of future argument, some sort of future altercation. And when you do that, you basically tell that man that it's not okay for you to be vulnerable. And the one thing I can't say about men, I don't know if women are the same way, but the one thing I can say about men is that when it comes to emotional, like being able or capability in a relationship to share ourselves emotionally, once that is taken away, we never fucking forget that shit, and we will never do it again.
Yeah.
They will never tell you they will never be vulnerable again if you take that instance where they were vulnerable and it ended however it ended, and then later on you use that vulnerability against them in some sort of argument, and that happens a lot. And it's not just women versus men. We do it as well. I think that when it comes to men, though, we are more
it's
Johnny
acceptable
on the spot when it comes to anger.
Yeah.
And so, for example, if you and I are dating and I found out that you used to date somebody that I know or was friends with, and it comes out later on. So now in that situation, I feel kind of betrayed, but more times than not, and this is not all the time, but more times than not, men are going to show that anger right then and right there, and they're going to make a decision then and there whether we are going to continue this thing that we're doing, or this is going to be a problem and it's going to break us up.
Is it like a territorial sort of thing? Like,
sure.
Hey,
well,
or like respect?
Partial, yeah, yes, all of the above.
I mean, the number one thing men want to be is respected.
Yeah. I don't know which one. I think the hierarchy is betrayal, but I think respect comes very, very close after that.
What's for you? What do you feel? Like, what do you feel like the highest form of love that a woman could give to you?
Loyalty. Loyalty, for sure.
And then what's second? What are the top 3?
That booty. No, I'm just playing. Joking.
No, he's not. All right, what's the third?
Yeah, I think loyalty,
loyalty,
honesty, and then just like that devotion.
If a woman doesn't respect you, there can't be love because she
Sure,
doesn't. If
absolutely.
a woman doesn't respect
I
a
agree.
man, she does not love you.
Yeah, or she won't be capable of loving you if she doesn't respect you.
A woman, if she loses respect for a man, she doesn't love you anymore. 100%.
Yeah, but more times than not in that scenario, the man will make a decision whether, all right, I'm gonna be with you, like you lied to me, or you kept this from me, I'm not gonna be with you, or I
loyalty
can get past
meaning
it.
honesty or just being.
Well, I'm
what
talking
do you
about the
mean?
scenario of hiding the fact that they used to date a friend of yours, ex-friend of yours, and it came up in conversation. And I think for men, we make the decision then and there that either we're going to be good and I'm going to get past it, or this is the end of the road for us.
I feel like it depicts on the relationship you have with the person first. And the communication style.
And there's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
Sure. But I think more so for women, and this is a generalization, I totally get it, but I think more so than men, women are going to be more prone to have that situation come up later on in some sort of argument. Like, I used to date your friend from high school, never told you about it.
Well,
you
women
find out.
are more like communicative. Like, hey, after a situation happens, hey, I may have dated him, because they are more open, and then it might not be generally during the situation when it happens, but men are more prone to be like, hey, I'm not going to bring this up because either I don't want to create an argument.
No, shit. What? No, I will bring it up.
Okay.
But
you would, because you're like not the average male, though.
But I think most men
aren't you, though.
Well, let me finish the thought. I think most men would, just because it attacks something in their masculinity. And there's no way that if a male doesn't feel masculine in a relationship, there's no way the relationship is going to survive anyway. But I do think that in that same situation, that women are going to be more prone for it to come up later in an argument. Well, so it's like, hey, what's for dinner tonight?
So
let me finish. I'm just using this as a example. Hey, what's for dinner tonight? I made chicken. Oh man, I don't really want chicken. Let me see if I can get. Why don't you get Teresa to make you chicken? Then
honestly,
like something like that.
That's
like,
honestly,
yeah, 100%.
But that's just pent up. Like, you have to talk through it. Like, that's just like, I'd be like, look, let's just walk. Okay, and I would be like, let's call her up if she's gonna make it. And honestly, maybe she wants you to make it. But. So those are just resentments and then projecting. So it's like, let's get to the bottom line of this, and that stems from y'all's connection and how you communicate. Mm. But I have never been in a situation. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't been in a relationship where I've seen someone out that I feel like I had to acknowledge that this person's presence might affect our relationship. So it's like, why bring up this other person when it doesn't matter? If they're not affecting it, then why create drama? If they don't know, and if we're good, if I am loyal to this person, why bring up anything to create other drama? You know, I feel like if you're mature enough, be like, hey, 2 years ago, we might have hooked up one time, but I'm not going to literally bring this up to the person I love and create unnecessary drama when we have nothing. Like, I'm not contacting you. You're not doing the same. So why bring up anything?
Well, we're past that. In this scenario, we're past that. We're past, we already know that something happened.
I'm just saying. I'm just creating a scenario where I would never bring up unnecessary drama if I'm good and we're not, like, why be like, oh yeah. unless I'm trying to stir up drama within my own good relationship. Like, make them jealous for what? I love you. Like, I don't talk to this guy anymore. Yeah, I might have hooked up with him, but that's none of anyone's business. That happened before you.
Well, I mean, let's be real. There are a lot.
Are you that kind of guy, Antoine?
No, but I think there are a lot of people out there that
I just
get
don't feel like
a kick out of
But if you're not hanging out with him alone.
There's a lot of people out there, men and women, that get a sense of power and get a kick out of making their significant other jealous.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I do feel like there is a sense of power where you're like, I'm bringing this up because I don't feel confident in our relationship, so I need to make you jealous.
Yeah.
Because I messed around with him or her, and I need you to know that that could happen again if you mess up. But if you and your significant other are good, sorry, hiccup. Don't laugh. What are you laughing at?
Go ahead.
If you and your, partner are good, then why bring it up? Do you not agree?
No, I agree.
Are you one of those guys that just like thrive on just like, hey, you looked at her, you looked at him?
No, dude, I'm the furthest thing from it.
Because I'm definitely about that. I love that shit.
No, I'm the furthest thing from it.
I kind of like that. If you need to, like, if you're bored, like for like a month, like, okay, let's be jealous of each other, and like and then it's like you just like fight. That's kind of like sometimes you need it.
Do you need it?
No, but it's fun. I mean, is it going to give me an aneurysm? Yes.
No,
a stroke?
I do. I stir.
But I'm too old.
Far away from the drama, and it's one of those things. For me, I like the comfort that I get knowing that I have no drama in my life.
No, it's amazing.
It feels so good. And I honestly don't get how people are in those like toxic relationships and they just really just thrive off of getting some sort of reaction, be it positive or negative, out of their significant others.
But there's a saying where conflict creates trust, but not in that toxic.
Who the fuck said that?
No, I'm talking about like discussions, like you're with your wife or husband or like because you have to have conflict because that's in order, like, resistance to grow. Like, not every day, but every sort of, like, over a subject.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be like a knockdown, drag out thing.
This isn't about like infidelity or whatever. Yeah. It's about just like anything and everything. That's how you grow and trust, because it would be like, take the trash out. It's like, okay, we're having a conflict, a small one. It's not something that's going to break you up, but it's like resistance. You talk it, whatever, if it's, because obviously it's never about the trash, but it's always about the trash. So always, men, take out the trash.
Is that's it? What?
Anyway, it's not about me. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. No, we all, and but, like in relationships in general.
But you need it. You need different tones to create that it's trust. Like, okay, you're still going to be here after this argument, or we're not ever leaving each other.
Yeah.
And we're still going to come back and we're going to resolve this. So that creates trust.
Yeah. But there's no way that person can instill that in you.
No, but hopefully you're emotionally aware and emotionally intelligent enough to know. But,
yeah, but that's not the case.
Well, I mean,
all the time.
Well, yeah, you'll know going into it with the person you're like, if it's going to be for the night or for the long term or a week.
God, that's real black and white. I
don't know.
That's real black and
that's
white.
That's all it is.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that.
I don't know. I haven't dated.
I do think that
I've only been married 6 times.
I do think that the way that, like, we respond to particular people, like, particular people bring out different emotions in us.
I'm not talking about
spouses
people.
too.
No, I'm not talking about different people. I'm talking about who we're living with.
No, even our spouse. Our spouse. Like, the way that we are as people can be different from person to person. And it can be no fault of the way it doesn't have to be intentional from that person doing that. It's just the way
I agree with
certain
you.
people's character kind of merge.
No one's the same, and no relationship is ever the same. Not even any friendship is ever the same. Who you talk to, you have a different relationship. You talk to people differently. Agreed. But my thing was about just like relationships. But yes, friendships and relationships, yes. Every relationship is different. Yeah. I do agree. I've never been in a relationship where I have had the same style of communicating with them. It's all been different. It's all been very, very different.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How much you love them, how much like different aspects of the things that you didn't even know within your own self brought you out.
Yeah.
That you shut down.
That's why it's easier said than done, and I'm prefacing that before I even say the next thing I'm going to say.
You're going to hit me?
No.
He looks mad.
But that's why it's important to stay true to who you are as a person, no matter what relationship you're in.
You always get yourself right first before you go, and 100%. Yeah. You know who you are. You know what you want. You know what you're willing to receive. And then, but it is even still, you're going to get and give different things because not one person is the same because they're giving you something different.
Well, one of two things are going to happen. If you go into a relationship dedicated to being the best version of yourself for this relationship, not the version of this that I want this person to see, one or two things are going to happen. One, you're going to have a great relationship because you are both being authentic people, or two, that other person is not going to be cool with the person that you truly are, and it's not going to work out.
And you know what's funny? The only outcome is like you're only giving of, like, you're receiving. So you're still authentic to yourself. So what am I trying to say? You're only willing to, like, so what you perceive of what they're giving to you is sort of like, I feel like people aren't aware of anything. And I feel like everyone's always on the defense 100% of the time. Like, what are you trying to get by me? I don't trust you. But if you're, like, open and willing, like, okay. I mean, I haven't dated in 400 years, so.
Well, you're going to have your chance.
When?
And I'm telling you, it's slim pickings out here.
I don't want to go. I'm actually not going.
I've never, before Jamie and I got together, I've never done that. I think I tried like an app once. And
how long were you single before you dated Jamie?
Oh, man.
1 week?
Give or take.
You're like 9 hours?
I want to say I was single for a few
days?
Few years, couple years.
Do they know that?
I kind of like dated or, went on dates here and there, but nothing that really stuck. And
what does that mean? What does that mean?
Well, it's like I was never in like a relationship,
That's what I always like. I'm on all these like Facebook sites, like, and they're always like, always ask, does anybody think that they're dating you? Would anybody be mad if they thought? And it's so funny because women do things, and I'm like, this is way too much. I would never. I'm like, how old are you? 22? Because I would never do that much. I'd be like, no. I'm gonna have 5 dates in one night. Whoever interests me the most with their personality, and if you're not, I don't feel like you're gonna kill me. You might get a text back. I don't know. But
I think that should be the approach to dating until you know, like, okay, this is somebody I actually want to spend some substantial time with.
I would really love to go on a, what are those called? The little, when you date, like the...
like speed dating?
Yes.
How do you get to know somebody in 90 seconds?
You don't.
I don't even think it's 90. I think it's like 60 seconds.
No, I want to experience it.
Really?
Yeah.
God, that... For your personality, that's right up your alley.
It is. Because I would be like, no. But I would be like, no. Because men are so... Ugh.
Oh, but let's hear this shit. Men are so what?
I mean, that's why I have intentionally, with my 2 boys, have tried to be like, hey, let's communicate. That's why they're because men don't. And I'm like,
communicate.
Women could literally get anything out in 90 seconds.
They're like, what?
I could literally give you my whole life story in 90 seconds, and the guy would be asleep at the table. But that's obviously. But so.
God, you sound like a terrible date.
I would never. I mean, I'm not like that.
Well, this is different. It's not good or bad. It's just different.
Yeah.
The way we communicate. I think men have to.
No, my boys have no.
A level of trust, even if it's very surface level, some level of trust.
But you have to kind of pique their interest to even gain, like.
Oh yeah, God.
You have to pique. So that's what I've learned. You have to pique their interest.
You just learned this?
No, I don't know. I mean, I've always had more guy friends than girls, and it's not.
So you should know this already.
No, I know because they're like. I literally got a text message this morning. It was about, I'll show you later. And it was in a group text message with all of my high school friends, girls and guys combined, all my best people. And they were like, why does this remind me of Brittany? And it was the funniest video. It was the most annoying thing. But, like piquing interest, but knowing that they're going to be interested in that sort of, like, I don't know. What was our topic?
Yeah. I know dating is hard. Dating is hard out here. And because, on top of the whole, like, the danger of dating somebody you don't know that motherfucker's a killer or whatever, or her for that matter. But on top of that, you have to kind of weed through.
Thank you,
like
Antoine.
The person who is
a killer.
Like, who the person, like, because the person that you meet on that date and the person they actually are 2 different people.
I would never
murder someone. Good.
Meet somebody online. I've done that before.
No, you would never get on the app.
Pre-children, and it has been the worst experience.
What about like farmers meet farmers or something like that?
Do I look like I can grow crops? Keep a plant alive? Like, what do you think? I don't know how to boil corn.
What? You know how to boil water? First of all, why are you boiling corn?
In boiling water, because you boil it.
Never mind.
Boiled corn. Yes,
you need to
boiling
go
it in
meet
water.
a chef. Meet a cook.
Honestly, yes. But
I mean, there's so many apps out there. How do you know which ones are the good ones and what?
I'm not going
like
on
eHarmony. I feel like
I would never pay.
You gotta pay for eHarmony?
I told you how I'm gonna meet my next potential friend. It would be at a gym or a firefighter.
Well, they say some shit where you eat, Brittany. Or
I'm
a firefighter.
I'm not staying at the gym. I'm just going there to like.
But what if it doesn't work out and then you got to see this person
fine, I'll go
all
to the
time?
next gym.
Just go keep jumping gyms.
Yeah. There's no commitment. You're paying month to month.
All right. So
I'm going there.
I've owned a number of gyms
I know.
and I've seen all that shit go badly.
All of my people that I've dated at gyms.
All of them?
No, global, like, yes, most of them. But it's always been not me seeking. It's been just, like, natural. And I'm not knocking online. I've done it. It's been very weird. I've actually met one person, but that's it. Otherwise, it's been odd. Now that I have 2 children.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. Man.
I feel like it would have to be a mutual friend that somebody knows, or I need to know that somebody at least has one good trait that, like, I'm not willing to give up. Like, I'm not going to ever date a guy that doesn't want to go to the gym. Not for me, but just for him. I don't care what he looks like. I don't care if he's 400 pounds. But at least you go. Like, go boy. Like, well, it doesn't matter about, like, if you're in shape, you just like to go for your own.
Yeah. No, I think,
but,
from being this.
So I've got an idea in my head.
Let's hear it.
Well, you're not going to like it. So I'll go month to month and just hop. All the CrossFit gyms, is that even a thing anymore, CrossFit?
I think so.
So I'm just going to, like,
it's still a thing.
Set my pace. Like, hey, Single mommy.
God, you're going to pass out.
Why are her thighs so small? Let's get them bigger. And that's what's going to, and then if I don't get any traction, I'm moving along.
Yeah, those CrossFit chicks are like ripped.
Well, I'm not talking about the chicks. I'm talking about
well, people in general, but, you know, when you go to CrossFit gyms.
But I would never, or, you know, I don't know. I don't know how to set the tone. I never set the tone before, and they all, like, but they'd be like, hey.
You don't know how to, like, have a conversation? Like, if you see somebody at, I don't know, Barnes
I would
and Noble.
never hit on someone.
Never? You wouldn't go up and start a conversation with a guy?
No.
Wow.
If I thought I would make eye contact and let him know that I see him, and then but I would never. No.
Huh.
I would never.
Interesting. Man, this is 2024.
And I would be like, love of my life, just walked out the door.
Yeah, this is 2024, man. You gotta go for
it's
what
not
you want.
It's not lack of confidence. It's I don't know if he's taken. So I'm like,
well, how do you find out?
I feel like men know by women making eye contact with them consistently. If you keep meeting eyes and she's looking at you consistently,
Shit, not like that.
No, but there's a way that women do it. Because most women are like, why? One time is like not, that's just acknowledging that we understand that you're looking at us. But if you keep seeing her look at you, then she's interested. But I would never, ever. I'll just let him go.
Man.
I'm not
sad.
gonna, no.
Yeah, you got to put yourself out there, you know?
I honestly feel like the universe.
I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? Like, hey, my name's Brittany. I think you're very attractive.
I don't feel that way. And I don't feel like, and I get it where you're like, I'm not afraid to be like, oh, I got a wife that's literally behind me ordering with all of our children. And I'm like, ew, this is weird. Yuck. No. If I am like consistently meeting eyes with a stranger, then if he's not coming up to me, he's not single. So it's none of my business.
That's not necessarily true.
Well, then he's not interested.
No, that might be.
If I'm alone without my children, then he's not the one for me because he doesn't make moves.
Well, they can be thinking the same thing about you.
You're right. I'm an old lady. I'm 21. God. I'm not even on the radar anymore.
Man.
But anyway, what's the topic? Before I punch you in the face. This is
topic.
I do have to ask you a question.
All right.
Before we move into the topic, and I've asked you this before, I think, I don't know, a year or two ago. What do you think is more important, chemistry or compatibility?
Compatibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Why?
Because, I mean, chemistry is fleeting, right? You know, chemistry is just like the butterflies. Hey, she's hot, he's hot. You know, oh, you're funny. You can tell a joke. Oh, pretty smile. Oh, you know, that is fleeting. And it can be a great addition to compatibility. But if you're not compatible, then it's never going to work. All of that shit gets annoying over time. Everything that you find attractive in a person, if you're not compatible, becomes annoying to you later on in a relationship.
Perfect answer. All right, go ahead.
I'm a perfect man. I mean, what can I say?
Well, you answered it wrong the last time I asked you.
Did I?
I wanted to
really?
run that
Did
back.
I say chemistry last time?
Yeah, but it was over text, and I feel like, because we were talking about some relationship stuff. I think it was when we first started this podcast. And you're like, chemistry, 100%. I was like, ugh. Because it's just like drama. And obviously, chemistry is great for the moment. But it's always going to end up in a disaster.
It's like chemistry and compatibility. Compatibility is the
forefront.
ice cream sundae.
Yes. Chemistry
is like the whipped cream on top.
If you have both, you're set.
Yeah. Topic of the day.
Wait, I thought we didn't know we were talking about Gino and Jasmine.
Oh, we didn't, did we? Fucking Gino and Jasmine. Those motherfuckers. So I didn't know. Brittany just told me this, but Gino and Jasmine broke up.
From 90 Day Fiancé. Yeah, no, he's got a girlfriend. So
really? Is she pretty?
I sent you the picture.
I can't remember.
Yeah, she's cute.
Is she?
How does he get so many good-looking girls? I sent you this on Instagram. I said, how is Gino getting all these honeys?
Sugar babies. He's paying for it.
What job?
That's what Jasmine says.
He ain't got no job.
Gino got a job.
Jasmine said, "You're literally spending all of our money on what was it? Football game. Like he's like betting on games and stuff. Who knows? What
Shit,
he's doing.
Is he winning? If he winning,
well, did you not see the preview of the tell-all? When she's like, yeah, I saw him watching porn. I walked in and you should see his search history. And they were like, and then I was reading the comments and they were like, no, it's just because he's got an ex who's a porn star. And so he's researching her because it could be like Kit, but everyone's seeing the worst. But it's like the girl that he used to pay for. But he's getting, like the girl that he is with now is not, she looks like a normal, cute girl. Well, what does he have to offer? What is it? Because I want to know.
Whoa.
He ain't got no job.
Got no job.
What is he giving to these girls?
Gino said, Jasmine said he's terrible in bed.
Because he's addicted to porn, she says.
Maybe
and he's doing that. And then
he's doing that.
And he goes,
he's doing what?
And he goes, I'm not. It's so funny.
Maybe it's the Jesus sandals and a fedora. That's doing it.
I would love to know if he might be a trust fund baby. I don't think so. They showed his parents. Yeah.
No, I don't think they rolling in it like that.
Did he get in a Best Buy lawsuit where a TV fell on his head and got a few
hot
million?
coffee at McDonald's? No, I don't know. Whatever he's doing, but that shit he's on TV. He's on TV.
It doesn't matter. It does not matter. It's like Danny DeVito. It's like, okay, how long can we do this for?
Danny DeVito was married for years.
No, I'm thinking about the penguin.
No.
What's his name?
The penguin. That's Danny DeVito.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying. It'd be like him and then getting a bunch of pretty girls consistently.
I think he's just promising them stuff. Like, hey, I give
what?
you
like TV?
Yeah, you say, look, I pay your car payment.
I don't care. Honestly, he could come up to me and I'd be like, I honestly really would love to be on TV. But they got to be at least 20 years old. Gino. I would 100% absolutely date Gino because we have the same interest in hats.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know what he's doing, but so I guess
I'm just
it
interested,
caused a divorce between him and Jen. But who thought that shit was going to last anyway? Did anyone think that
she was cheating on him? I guess he kicked her out, supposedly. I've been trying to find out
who she was cheating on him with.
No, it was with a guy at our gym.
Really?
He caught them, and she was like, "You're out." No, he's already filed for divorce. He
caught them in the act.
Supposedly.
What?
Yes.
Damn, I want to know how that went down.
He kicked her out immediately. She doesn't even live in his home anymore. But she's obviously looks-wise, way beyond. But as a mother, I'm not leaving my kids.
Yeah, no way.
Ball, you're coming to me, bro.
Yeah.
If she's crying on, we going back.
Yeah.
We're going back until we can bring them here.
And
she's a piece of
crap. Think that, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, she's
but I think that he had a job because he's in IT or something like that.
And then he quit.
I think it was a remote job, so
Correct.
He can do
over COVID. But he was making a lot of money. That's how he got all these porn star whatever he was doing. I don't know what he was doing before. I don't know, but he literally quit. Actually, what makes sense to me is that lipstick instance where he was a coworker left it in here, so maybe she made him quit his job, and that's why he doesn't have.
But that was job. But he quit the job way after the fact, though.
well, maybe there was like
or
an
way
instance.
before that. He had
So maybe there was an
that.
instance where it was like, okay, I've got female coworkers, and she's like, I don't trust them because she's great.
Like, I don't know,
So,
Jasmine. Someone must have left it in my car.
I know, but it was a coworker, and then
Maybe it's a coworker.
and she was like, oh, this is mine.
She snatched the hat. He was like,
But-
that's not right, Jasmine.
I could never. Good for him for filing for divorce. I hope he never, because like,
Jasmine.
and she's playing like, oh, I want my kids here. Go back to them. I would never
They're
leave.
both.
I would never leave my children. I'd be like, you're coming here until we can go over there. You know, as a woman, like wanting her children.
No, I totally get it.
Ain't no woman gonna leave her kids. Hell,
Some of them would.
Hell, yeah, but women who love their children, I don't know what hell, like,
And plus,
I will literally walk on fire.
who the fuck wants to live in Lansing or Flint, Michigan in
She loves
comparison
it.
to
I was watching
fucking
her.
Panama?
I was on her Instagram page. She was in Las Vegas. Why are you there, huh? After this was
I mean, maybe
2
she went
weeks
on.
ago.
Maybe she went on a
and she
trip.
was like, yes, I love there, because everyone was like, where are your children? Where's Gina? Where's your children? She's like, yes, I love Vegas, but
God.
it's not a good place to raise children. But where are your children, Jasmine? Go back to them.
so
Bring
brutal.
them here if you're that. Cause so, like, I would never,
Internet is brutal.
as a woman with children,
yeah.
if I miss them, if you're married to me, and we have whatever, we're gonna go back together until it's legal to all come to America. It makes sense.
Well,
Love your children that more
Gino fucked up that paperwork.
on purpose.
You think he did it on
Actually, I
purpose?
think Jasmine did it too. She didn't give a shit.
I mean, there's a lot of boxes to check. I can see how he could
I mean,
fuck
do you
some shit
think,
up.
like, who do you think is a better person out of the two, if you were to pick?
That's a hard Gino.
I do too. I really
Gino.
do. I mean, he's like,
I think Gino's just a horny old dude.
yes,
that,
and he's
you
like,
know.
he's consistent in his ways, but she, like, don't play us. We see you.
Yeah, Jasmine ain't shit. The way that she used
She's like,
to.
my children!
And then, but when
We'll
he
go
came
back.
out and said, like, look, I don't like having sex with you because, like, the more that you treat me the way you do, the
Yeah.
uglier you get to me.
Yeah.
And that was very honest.
Yes.
And
No,
there's,
he is very honest to a fault, and I feel like he's very calm. Actually, I feel like he's 100% the most normal, and he's
out of
true to
the
who
two.
he is.
Out of the two.
I mean, obviously, she's good looking on the outside. Like, okay, she's got a okay face, great body, paid for by him.
No,
but
Dean gave her
Oh.
ass money.
well, it doesn't matter. So, but that's how far that. But that, like, but it makes sense though. On the outside, you could be perfect and whatever, and then be so ugly on the inside that it comes out that you're, like, not attractive anymore to somebody who is literally living with you, and then
Yeah.
from Gino, like,
Couldn't agree
really,
more. Could not agree more.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see what happens with this couple. What's the girl from the UK? 23. She's Rob and Sophie. Rob and Sophie.
Yeah.
I want to see what happened with them. I think they're going to break up if they haven't broken up yet.
yeah.
Because it's just like they're just when you talk
The
about
girl
like
from
oil,
England.
oil and water, that they are fucking.
No,
oil and
I don't
water.
think that they're compatible.
No, not at all.
Like, I feel like they're just in it because they're being filmed. They have no chemistry. I feel like they both hate each other. When I watch, like, they don't, at least Gino and Jasmine act like when they look at each other, when they're yelling at each other, you can kind of feel that they actually do love each other. But that couple, they look like they couldn't give a shit.
Man, yeah,
You know?
yeah.
It seems like it's just like they're pretty people, but it's like it's not working.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. I can't wait to the tell-all. I didn't know it was. Is it this Sunday coming up?
No,
Start the first
it's-
part one.
I think it's at the end of the month, the 27th.
So the finale is this
Sunday.
week, Sunday,
Yeah,
and then
so-
the tell-all is start next
Sunday,
week.
yeah.
Man, oh man, it's gonna get
But it looks.
crazy.
But she's like, yeah, tell him about your search history, Gino, and he's like. But I was reading the comments. They were like, "Is his ex porn star girl?" Because they're making it, you know how they make it sound so bad. But
Yeah, I mean, shit, he's like a 50-something-year-old man that likes porn. I mean,
at least he can still. Honestly, I'm not gonna get into it. Hopefully he can like engage. So maybe he. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into it. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, man.
Are you not gonna get into
No.
it? Man, topic of the
Are
day.
you not?
Kind of going back to what we talked about, touching on a little bit earlier. Men versus women. How do women handle breakups, and how men handle breakups? Like what, and the difference between the two.
You go first.
How do I think men handle breakups? I think, and so we're going to use this as the scenario that you were really into the female, like you were in it, you were in love.
In love.
You were in love.
Absolutely.
Okay. Man, I think men are more physical and more visual creatures, and I think
Could you do it from more of your perspective?
from my perspective,
Because you're more like, instead of a general tone of more of the beating your chest masculinity, like, I don't care. Can we make a middle ground for that?
man, well,
Like, meet that, whatever you feel like, and then meet the tone with what you would do. Okay.
oh man, I think it's for me when I
Or
would do.
act like what you, or just say what you've done when you, okay.
So I think more so, I think men want to like turn it off emotionally. They want to turn it off, and so I think it's gonna be one of those things to where I'm gonna want to just kind of get away from the situation and just kind of get out and mingle and. Like, what was the thing that Betty White said? The best way to get over someone is get under someone else.
Disengage.
Yeah, like,
See,
I think more men are going to be more.
You're going to ruin other females in the process, basically. What?
I think men in general.
I think Betty White was talking about women.
She was. She
yeah,
was.
not for the men. Like, what?
I think men are more, but women do it too. I think men are more prone to have more physical only relationships for the very immediate future after breakup.
But how do you feel emotionally? Are you hurt?
Yeah, of course.
And then how do you deal with that?
That's how they deal with it. They just detach.
And then what
just,
happens after
I mean,
that? You're like, oh my God, I want you back.
Yeah. So no.
If you're in love.
I mean, it just depends on the reason for the breakup and the possibility, the chances of it, getting back together. So. I think if you just take all those factors away, there's no chance of getting back together.
Okay, so let's go the 3 tiers. The lesser of the tier is no chance getting back together. The second tier would be possibility. There's a chance we're fighting. I still love her. I feel like there's a chance. Third tier, space. We're just creating space.
This is over.
No, space. Like, we're going to get...
Okay.
We're creating space to get back together. Distance.
And both people know this.
Correct. Because you're in love with each other.
Okay.
And you're trying to make it work. First tier, no way. Second tier, could be. Third tier, just space. Noted.
Okay.
With a good communication style.
So tier number 1
is the worst.
And dude breaks up. He's letting everyone know that it's over.
No, it's if you're in love with each other, it's a mutual, probably like sort of. Okay, so a dude saying.
I'm just speaking from a male standpoint.
Yeah. So the dude's like, okay, we.
Yeah, he's letting everybody know like this shit is over. He's out at the bar. He's mingling. He's taking anything home. He's just slumming it. Like he's doing. He's just batting averages.
Okay. That's great.
Scenario tier number 2, there's a chance.
I'm talking about like don't be like sort of like just speak.
No, that's yeah.
I was trying to like make that was rough. The first one, wow.
That's what I'm just being honest with you.
Good. Good for you.
I mean, this is not me. It's just in general.
I'm saying, but like generally speaking, put your
That's
whatever.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow. Gotcha.
Scenario number 2: there's might be a chance that we might get back together.
No, it's talked about at this point. Like, okay, maybe.
Then I guess
you guys have a dog together at this point. You guys have like, oh my god.
I'd like take that dog.
Okay, of course you would. Or maybe like you're collecting like points from Walgreens together. I don't know. Like you kept sharing the same number. I don't know. Like.
I think in that situation you're
more cautious about your actions.
Yeah, you're more cautious. Yeah, you probably fly under the radar for a little bit.
Are you sure?
Yeah, and then
you don't want to mess up.
I don't. A lot of people feel like men are just like, if we're single and we are like broken up with somebody, we just turn into these emotionless.
I don't think
just
people think
animals. That. A lot of people do.
But do you cry
over a breakup? Yeah, I cry over a breakup. Yeah, for sure.
To sleep? Do you cry yourself? Like, what tier do you need to be to like cry at night on your pillow? Like what? 4?
Oh, yeah, 4 probably.
Like when do men start to cry?
When
do men start to cry?
Listen, we are more sophisticated creatures than that, Brittany.
It probably depends on the bond.
It just depends, yeah. It depends on how long we were together, how the breakup happened. So I think more times than not, I think men are more emotionally quiet when it comes to breakups in comparison to women.
Because they don't know how to express it.
Yeah, or they don't want to express it. They're like, hey, like it was cool run while it lasted. We're not getting back together. Tier 1.
Because you think those people are doing that because of how when you were vulnerable before, it got shut down, and so you're like, hey, I'm not expressing my emotions?
No, okay. I think by that time the damage is already done.
I know, I'm saying like how men express them and not. Okay.
Yeah, at that point, it's just kind of is what it is, and I think going into like that breakup scenario, we we're guarded in the way, and that's how that manifests itself. Us going out, being more social, kind of hiding how we're truly feeling, and later on, it'll kind of like hit us like, hey, man, when
you're having fun,
that breakup sucked. She was a good girl.
Because you're always trying to find someone you don't know in her. Like, okay, you're not replacing her.
Yeah, no, and I feel like that's the worst thing you can do.
And you have to deal with it.
That's the worst thing you can do is try to replace something. Like just.
Well, that's what most people do. It's like, okay, like you said, Betty White said, but it's like, okay, but if I'm still only interested in this person, I'm only thinking about this person, it's not going to, like, why? Do that.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily trying to replace that person. It's
if you actually did love them and think that there was something, if you had hope, if the premise of the breakup or the space, there was hope, then I don't think you should be sleeping with other people because that's going to create chaos.
Sure.
If the other person finds out. But yeah.
What about you?
What was your worst?
Tier 1.
I need to ask you one more.
Like we're not. No, let's stay on topic.
Okay.
Tier 1 was we're never fucking getting back together. How do you?
So I haven't actually. I've been out of the game for so long. I am very, and it's probably my worst quality. I accept attention, and I will accept. Especially if I'm like out or if I'm drinking with my girlfriends. From men.
Mm-hmm.
Through through the internet, like whatever, if I'm drinking with my girlfriends and I'm like, okay, I'm replying, but it doesn't mean I'm going to reply back tomorrow. Ugh, it's like going to be a drop. But so that's and I'm like, ooh, I'm sorry. I feel like that's my more mature response now. Back then, I don't know, but so it would be like accepting, like, okay, I'm replying to you now. And then after this fact, I'm not.
You wouldn't go on.
I go ghost. I'm like, I'm not ever replying to you again.
Really?
And it doesn't mean anything that you've done anything bad. It just, I just needed that attention for that moment.
That's very honest.
And that emotional support, like, hey, you know what? I still got it. And I just needed that attention.
Okay.
Second tier, if I'm in love with a guy and we are taking a break, or what, we broke up, but I'm still hopeful.
There's a chance, yeah.
Where it wasn't said, but I feel in whatever, that there could be a chance, I'm not doing anything with anyone else.
Okay.
Ever. I will go out and then post pictures, but I'm not touching anyone. I'm creating the scenario that I could, but I'm not doing it.
So why would you do that?
To create curiosity, to create him to basically call me and be like, where are you at? Because I need, like, a woman needs a man to be like, hey, I don't like you going out. Like, you're my, like, sort of thing, claim me. Like, not in a weird sort of ownership sort of way, but sort of that. I would never do it. If I had hope that I was in love with somebody during a breakup, I would never do anything physically with someone else. Third tier.
Well, hold on, let's back up before we go to third tier.
Yeah.
Do you not think that it would be more effective in that scenario to say, hey, I know we broke up, but I think about you all the time, and instead of you posting pictures and
no, I would never.
Traps,
I wouldn't do that.
I'm saying, but in general, women in general, do you think that it would be more?
My traps would not be sexy. They would be like literally just me out with my girlfriends. Like, I'm a mom now, so I'm not. I'm very cautious of what. So I'm talking about in relevance of me now. It would be like my new Facebook profile picture. I'm in a freaking t-shirt. Like, that's I'm out. So I'm out, but you're not here with me, sort of thing. It's not like me in a short dress.
Oh, gotcha.
What I used to do. But I'm saying, so it's just me out. But I'm posting more for you to, like, where are you?
Interesting.
I'm not obviously doing that.
Modifying your behavior to get
just
a
like
desired
creating
result.
more.
Interesting.
Traction.
Yeah.
Like, where, like, other people are like, hey, we didn't know you existed, or friends on Facebook. Because I don't post anything. Which is weird. I hate pictures, but third tier.
Like, there's a chance that you're getting back, like Ross and Rachel, you're on a break.
You got my soul. I'm crying myself to sleep. I'm not leaving my bed. And, like, it's, honestly, I'm doing all the right things. I'm doing what that person, I'm working on myself. I'm not, like, I'm doing all the right things. I'm not doing, but also very upset. And then trying not to be like, I'm going to block your number, sort of thing. But I'm not posting anything to make you, it depends on the relationship, but I don't know. I mean, but yeah, I'm talking about this day and age. I feel like I would do that now.
Gotcha.
Trap pictures would be like short dresses back in the day. Like, I'm not posting anything.
Rocking an eagle's nest.
Yeah.
Cool, interesting. Yeah, I think men and women definitely handle breakups different. I can, just speaking from a man's standpoint, we have the idea that a lot of, not all women, because
have you ever cried yourself to sleep?
Why'd you keep asking me that question?
Because I need to know.
I have never,
over a breakup. What's the worst breakup
myself.
you've ever been?
I've never cried myself to sleep over a breakup.
I need to know
I just cried myself to sleep over a fucking breakup.
like sobbed.
First of all,
you had to throw out your pillow because it was so disgustingly drenched.
Hey, if that's happened, if guys do that, then or people do that, great. Like be your emotional self.
Yeah,
but I just say personally have never.
What was your worst heartbreak?
When Marco died.
Oh.
Yeah.
How'd you deal with it?
When my doggy died.
I know you always talk about him, and you no, but how'd you deal with that?
I was rough.
What did you do? How'd you know that he had to go?
Oh, well, he had cancer.
Yeah.
He had cancer in his hindquarters.
When you were told that, then what was like the steps after?
Oh man, so we kind of molded over, and
how long did you keep him?
Oh, after I found out, a couple of days. Like I scheduled it.
Do you know he was in pain?
Yeah, I had him on all the CBD.
I got literally goosebumps.
Really?
I hate that.
I had him on like CBD supplements.
Yeah.
I was doing everything. Possible I could do short of driving him to Richmond once a week for treatment, and even the vet, surgeon who was a friend. Yeah, he was a rescue. Who was a friend of mine. She was even like, you got to make the decision. Like, you got to decide. Like, are you keeping Marco alive for himself or for you? You know.
What cancer did he have?
So he had cancer in his hindquarters and it had metastasized and it got in his chest and everything. And we actually thought it was a.
How old was he?
7.
Oh.
Yeah, he was 7.
And he was a good
breed? Boy. He was a pit mix, but he looked like a pit. He was cute. He was a big boy. He was the best dog ever.
Yeah,
the best dog ever. But anyway. Like, and anybody that knows me and knew Marco, they'll tell you the same thing. He was the best dog ever. I see pictures
when they post them, when I get them on my feed. It's they're like, hey, like. They're cuddling with him at the gym.
Yeah, he let little kids ride him. Awesome. He was well socialized. He can go out to the gym. He didn't I can walk him off leash through the neighborhood, and people be like, "Hey, Marco." He wouldn't like.
It's so unfortunate you can't just clone them.
You can. Well, I actually thought about it.
But when you find his soul in another dog, you'll know, and you go back, "Hey."
Oh no.
But because everyone's always, working for. And being at Reba's, everyone's always losing their best friend and always searching for someone just same soul, and they'll find it. You'll find it again. That's the most truthful thing. Dogs are so I feel like they're better than people. You'll find them again. It's true.
Yeah.
I believe it. 100%.
Oh, no, I'm not. Our dog now is great.
But no, you'll know when you meet them. And obviously, the shelter is right there. So whenever you see a dog, and you'll know Antoine, when you feel like that connection. Even my dad, Reba, that whole premise of Reba's rescue is because my dad, they were inseparable. Anywhere he went, it was crazy. Girl dog, but Bingo, same.
Yeah.
Same
Bingo's
soul,
crazy.
Different breed, because Reba was a golden retriever, but he, I think he's like a lab, horse mix. Because he's so freaking huge.
He's a big boy.
But same soul, loyalty, Bingo will swim through the lake. My dad will be like, Bingo! And he'll literally be like, oh my God, I'm in trouble. It's the same soul soul ties, dogs and humans. You'll know.
Yeah.
And I got you. I'll let you know. But so what did you do when you lost them? You only got seconds.
No, we just, Acredale. They were awesome. They were great.
They were great.
They put him down, and I let him eat. I let him eat what he want. No, I handled it as well because I kind of prepared myself for it, and I knew it was it helped me a lot knowing that it was the best thing. He wasn't in pain anymore, and he was in a lot of pain. So
do you have his ashes?
No, I had him. I have his paw print, and I have a little light, like a wall you plug in, and it lights up with his face on it. Yeah. But I had him sprinkle his no, actually, my friend
just shaved
Angie.
my legs today, and literally my hair's all grown back.
my friend Angie, her son made it for me.
So it's like,
yeah. So it's been plugged, and dude, and it's been 4 years since Marco passed.
You always talk about him.
And yeah, that thing is still working, dude. This is awesome. He made it on the 3D printer. And it's just Marco weighing, you know. So
he made it himself. That's awesome.
Yeah, he made it himself. It's cool.
But how'd you deal with it? I'm gonna ask you one more time.
I dealt.
Did you cry?
It felt.
You cried?
Yeah, for sure.
You got tear-eyed?
Yeah, 100%. But it did help knowing that he was in pain and this was gonna relieve that. So
I'm gonna ask you one more time. Did you cry?
I just said I did. How many times you asked me?
How long?
God.
5 minutes.
So yeah, it was rough. It was.
Yeah.
But circle of life.
No.
But as it pertains to relationships, romantic relationships, I just think that
You don't have to say a name.
Oh no, I won't. I've never, my kid's mother.
Someone who just hurt you. What?
Oh man,
divorce hurts.
Honestly, I just don't.
Kids.
Honestly, I think every relationship that I ever had that ended, I knew it needed to end, and that was solace for me. And it wasn't
already went on longer, and you're already over it before the fact it ended.
So I never had like that,
I feel you.
That brutal breakup.
Abruption of hey, whoa, I'm being broken up with.
Yeah, no.
But when you're younger, hey, I really love you.
Even in high school, no.
Man, Just kidding.
Yeah, we gotta start wrapping it up.
All right, we gotta go.
We do gotta go. What do you want to end with? Tell us how to find you.
You can find me on the corner of Kempsville and Waterside.
Kempsville and Waterside, is that even a thing?
It's not, because I don't want them to find me.
Yeah, tell them. Instagram, TikTok, MySpace.
I'm on Instagram at Brittany Daniels, and that's it. Facebook, Britt Augustine.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's weird. I've got several aliases. But yeah.
Yeah. You can find me on Antoine the Juggernaut on Instagram, Antoine the Juggernaut on TikTok, Facebook, Antoine Britt. Please like and subscribe. We are on Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeart, Amazon, and YouTube. So, on behalf of myself, Antoine Britt, and my lovely co-host, Brittany Daniels, B-Dan.
Yes, I'm still here. Love you guys.
Peace out, y'all.